Hello everyone and welcome back to Sports Battle with Miles and Quinn. I know it's been a long time, but we are back and ready and better than ever. So let's get into it.
Thanks, Dad. This is a great game.
You betcha! Pops Pretzels! Get your pops here! Get your pops here! Pops Pretzels! Get your pops here!
Hey, Dad, can we get a couple Pops Pretzels?
You betcha!
Sweet. Nothing compares to a warm, delicious, cooked to perfection Pops Pretzel at the game. Pops, they're perfect.
And if you can't make it to the game, let Pops Pre-Frozen bring the taste of the game to you.
Hey, this is Quinn, reminding you to please take a moment and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. And while you're at it, click on the notification bell to never miss an upload of Sports Babble with Miles and Quinn. Enjoy the show.
Commercials as usual, and we haven't heard those in a while. Pops Pretzels hasn't been advertised in a while. To be honest, when we first turned it on, I thought it was Burn Bath.
Do we have capabilities of Burn Bath? Is that still in the makings?
Yeah, that is in the making.
Were we shut down by the feds yet?
Hold on.
Quite unfortunate.
I thought we. Hold on.
The germs got you down this COVID season? Well, we've got
This
the
is
answers
Burn
for
Bath.
you.
There we go.
Presenting an all-new Burn Bath.
Well, that'll just be a teaser, though. We'll save that for the next.
That's good.
Yeah, I like
Burn
it.
Bath, Pops Pretzels, one and the same. Not really, but yeah. Welcome back. We haven't done this in a while.
No.
It's good to be back. Good to be doing this again.
Back in the stadium.
Back in the saddle.
Yep. We got a lot to cover.
A lot.
A lot.
Last time we did this, the regular season was still going on.
Yeah. Playoffs happened. Super Bowl happened. And unless you were living on a rock, you probably know what happened. Free agency happened.
But we'll still give you guys the rundown. All right, Quinn? Want to start her off with the playoffs.
Playoffs were exciting. Very
Sort of.
exciting. Well, first round, not so exciting.
The Patriots were murdered
Yeah.
pretty
Who
bad.
did the Patriots even play?
Bills.
That's upsetting.
That
That
was
is
not a great.
quite upsetting.
We made it to the playoffs. That's sort of something to cheer about.
Something to think about. But there is some exciting games in the playoffs. 49ers upset the Packers. That was a big one.
And the 49ers beat the Cowboys because Dak Prescott cannot snap the ball in under 5 seconds.
Yep. He, for some reason, ran the ball up the middle of the field with little time left on the clock.
And then the remaining 14 seconds of the game was him trying to snap the ball. It ended in failure, and the 49ers went to the conference championship and lost to the Rams, who were in a very exciting game against Tampa Bay and Tom Brady, which was Tom Brady's last game, but then now it's not.
Yep. Some other things happened. Chiefs and the Bills played. Some say one of the best games
In
ever.
playoff history. Yeah.
Yeah. A
Overtime.
lot of people got mad about overtime.
Yeah, overtime was interesting there. They had Patrick Mahomes led a game-tying drive with 13 seconds left in regulation.
Yep. And that time, Dak Prescott couldn't snap the ball.
And yeah, 14 seconds. That's more time than Mahomes' comeback. So not great for Cowboys fans, but Chiefs fans should have things to be excited about.
That's until they lost to Joe Shiesty.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
Yep. Joe Burrow and the Bengals. What a miracle.
They looked like they were going to lose pretty bad in the first half, but then the Chiefs secondary absolutely just fell apart in the second half, and then
Very accurate. Couple missed calls on both sides.
yeah, I personally thought the Chiefs got sort of lucky with the missed calls.
So
I'm sorry. What is that? What am I hearing? Is that Miles? Is that you? It is Miles. It is. Oh, it's this gum. Miles, you gotta ditch the gum. We hear every smack of that thing.
Sure.
okay.
Or was it a Pops pretzel?
Go ahead. Carry.
All right. So things happened in the playoffs. Then Super Bowl, big things. Bengals versus the Rams. Rams came out victorious.
Not a great game.
Yeah. It was like I thought some exciting things were gonna happen at the end. Thought Bengals were gonna do something.
Not a
Fortunately,
great
Aaron
game.
Donald's probably the best defensive player in the league. So
Not a great game in both sides. Cooper Kupp had a fantastic game. He won
Yep.
Super Bowl MVP. And there was actually 3 players in the NFL who got total NFL MVP votes, and that was Aaron Rodgers, who won, Tom Brady, who came in second place, and the third, with one MVP vote, was Cooper Kupp. So he won Super Bowl MVP and got an MVP vote. What a season from Cooper Kupp.
yeah, had one of the most historic wide receiver seasons of all time.
Had a great season.
Yeah, it was actually unbelievable. But then moving on from the Super Bowl, other things happened. It's off-season time. We're going through free agency.
Oh my gosh, it's been a monumental offseason.
Very, very. Not for my team.
Or
not,
my
not
team.
for the Giants, but
Not for the
other
Patriots
teams,
either.
Yes. Fourth quarter Mitch Trubisky is now on the Steelers. Big things.
Because Big Ben retired.
Yep.
Historic woman respecter Big Ben retired.
And Tom Brady.
He retired.
He retired. So unfortunate.
And then
Love to watch him play.
2 months ago he retired, and then just this past time he unretired.
Yep.
What's that all about?
Doesn't like his kids.
You think that's what it is, Quinn?
Yeah, for sure. Yep. So things happened there. Things happened everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a wild offseason.
Deshaun Watson is on the Browns now, which is crazy.
Yeah, trade. He's guaranteed $230 million.
Whoa, that's
A
wild.
lot of money. And I mean, he may be terrible. I mean, he hasn't played football in 2-3 years.
Yeah.
He may be terrible. It seems unlikely, but it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, it's too early to tell maybe, but Chargers are looking
And
scary.
Speaking of the Browns, they also traded the Cowboys and got Amari Cooper.
Big things. And so Sean Watson and Mark Cooper, that'll be a interesting dude to watch. But I'm actually excited to watch the AFC West, which
Oh
is
my
going to be a
gosh.
scary division. The Chargers are gonna be tough to stop, to say the least.
All of the
J.C.
teams are gonna
Jackson, Khalil Mack, it's going to be rough.
Joey Bosa, Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen.
And
and-
Derwin James and J.C. Jackson, that secondary is going to be disgusting.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. Also in that division, the Seattle Seahawks traded the Denver Broncos for star quarterback Russell Wilson, which is
Yep.
the weird thing is that I think there's a high chance that Russell Wilson yet again comes up last in his division
Yeah.
after
I think
huge trade.
I
which
think the
Seattle may have won.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks won that trade. They got Drew Lock, who he isn't really qualifying for starting quarterback, but
I think he'll start for them.
yeah, he will, but
They also
but
got Noah Fant.
he's not the best, but yeah, Noah Fant, who's a great tight end. And who else did they get?
Some
They
draft
got some
picks.
picks, yeah. So
Just
I
a
think
little-
the Seahawks won that trade.
Just a little March Madness update.
Oh,
Going into the half.
live?
Yeah, going into the half. Baylor is up over UNC.
That's my dog's name.
42 to 29.
There we
That's
go.
it. Carry on.
We like that.
My
That's what we
dog's
like to
name's
see.
Baylor.
My bracket.
I mean, Baylor is losing to UNC.
Oh,
they're losing.
They're
Very
losing.
interesting.
God, I'm sorry. I said up. I was wrong. They're losing.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait, by
Serious.
by how much?
Losing. It's 42 to 29 UNC.
Oh my goodness.
I dislike March Madness with a passion plus 3 more.
You just didn't have the greatest picks, and I just wanted to also update you that my current rank is 1,302,000.
My current rank, well, last time I checked, was 707,000. Yeah, exciting stuff.
Very impressive. And back to football in the AFC West.
Sorry about that.
The Raiders, who
Yep.
moved to Vegas, got a great new stadium, hired Josh McDaniels as their coach, now have
Devontae Adams, big
oh my
stuff.
gosh,
Possibly-
Devontae Adams.
Possibly one of the best wide receivers in the league.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfro, Derek Carr, who's a very underrated
And
quarterback
I
in
mean,
my opinion.
Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, they have this amazing connection. So it'll be nice to see them team back up.
The fact that Hunter Renfro is a secondary wide receiver is sort of insane for them too.
Yeah, it's
If
gonna be scary.
Henry Ruggs didn't like to alcohol drive, they would be probably legit contenders in that division. And Josh Jacobs, I expect him to have a bounce back season. He's a very
think so?
talented young man. Yeah,
I think Josh Jacobs a little bit overrated.
I also think that, but I
But
expect him to have
he-
sort of
he-
a bounce back season.
He's bound for something.
I think he'll have a Saquon Barkley type career.
That hurts a little bit. That's okay.
Stings a little. And the last team, the Chiefs, who were probably the best football team in the league, could they get better? Yes, they did, because they
Juju
just
Smith-Schuster.
Juju Smith-Schuster, Josh Gordon's going to be back on their team. They still have Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. They have traded they had some offensive linemen leaving free agency yet again, and their defense didn't get a lot better, but still, they improved to one of the best teams in the league. So
Yeah, I mean,
that division is just terrifying.
I think that the Chiefs are gonna have the best TikTok squad in the whole NFL with Juju
Jackson
Smith-Schuster and
Mahomes.
Jackson Mahomes. It's gonna be scary.
That the fact that any team in that division could just surprise everyone is
Yeah,
that division is
It's gonna
very
be-
impressive.
yeah. So big things happening in the AFC West. But I think probably the biggest one in the AFC West, covered it slightly. But I think J.C. Jackson, who is one of the best corners in the league this year, he's very underrated. Or I wouldn't say necessarily. I'd say he's properly rated.
I'd say he's slightly underrated.
slightly,
but this
but-
new contract sort of does put him at the properly rated point.
Yeah,
5
so-
years, $82.5 million.
well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah, he was probably the best cornerback in the league last year.
Very talented young
All
man.
pro, Pro Bowler. And another underrated signing from the Patriots, where they let somebody go, is the Steelers signed All-Pro punt and kick returner Gunnar Olszewski, which isn't a huge deal. Not a lot of people know who he is. However, he was an All-Pro, so the Steelers did pick up a good move there.
And since you're talking about Patriots, I have to talk about my Giants signing Tyrod Taylor, who most likely will be the starting quarterback in New York next year.
Who cares?
Yeah, that is a good point. Better than Daniel Jones, not
Not
by
much
a
better.
landslide, but better. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Probably not much. So that's interesting.
I didn't really think that was the.
But I am
side effect
actually,
it was.
I am excited to watch the Jaguars next year. This sounds weird, but the Jaguars are gonna have a lot of new players because they were awful this year. But
They've already
they're gonna
spent
have
over
Travis Etienne
100
back, and we're gonna be able to see Lawrence Taylor. Nope,
Taylor.
Trevor Lawrence.
He's coming back.
Sorry, Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne Jr. We'll be able to see them on the field together for the first time. So that's gonna be exciting.
The Jaguars spent $100 million in free agency the first week, which is insane. The thing is, their defense is so terrible. They've lost their best defensive player in Miles Jack, who also signed with the Steelers. Steelers are making moves.
Yeah,
but,
fourth quarter Mitch.
But their defense is so terrible, and their division is sort of competitive to a point where I think the odds of them making the playoffs are very low. Like the Colts, if Jonathan Taylor plays well, the Colts will be better than them. If Derrick Henry comes back, even if he doesn't, the Titans are going to be better than them anyway, as long as they have either Ryan Tannehill or Derrick Henry.
As long as they go to the field.
Yeah, and they have Rabel coaching. And then who's the last? The Texans? Okay, they'll probably beat the Texans because the Texans had one hope left in Deshaun Watson. And they traded him.
Davis Mills looked to be promising.
Yeah,
So
and
they're planning to build around
They
him.
definitely got a bunch of picks. I don't know if they're planning to build around him.
I thought I saw something saying that.
I mean, he was the second best quarterback last year for rookies.
Yeah,
That's not saying a lot. The rookie class was terrible last year.
it was. It was so overrated. Thought it looked good coming in.
The
Wasn't
best-
good. Trey Lance. Oh,
It was so bad. The best quarterback was the 15th pick of the draft, and then the second was in the third round. What is it? What are you doing, NFL?
it's tough because Trevor Lawrence coming in looked to be one of the best rookie prospects all time almost. And
Who called it? Who called he would be terrible? Was it you? No, it was me.
Oh,
It was me.
I
I
might
called
have
he would be
called it.
terrible.
Did I agree with you?
Probably.
probably not.
Not.
I don't know. A lot of people believed in him for some reason.
Yeah, things are happening in the NFL. Make sure to keep an eye on the media. So, because things change day to day, every day.
Keep an eye on the media. Just don't trust it.
Just don't trust it. Make sure you check your sources. Yeah. So things are happening. Things
Lot
are
of moves.
happening.
Lot of
Lot of
moves.
moves. You know, that's what happens in free agency.
A lot of
Things to
big
talk about.
But some retirements with the big men.
Yep.
Andrew Whitworth,
Whitworth,
very
yep.
nice player for the
Got his
Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams.
Yep. Got his
Just
Super
called them
Bowl.
St. Louis Rams. Those were the good old days.
Yep. So things are happening, like we said. Is there anything else to cover? Covered March Madness briefly. 0 perfect
Briefly.
brackets remaining.
We can take a break and then talk about that a little bit more if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Also
So
talk about some specific things I know a little bit about.
Ooh,
so we'll be right back.
teaser.
With Miles and Quinn.
The germs got you down this COVID season? Well, we've got the answers for you. Presenting an all-new Burn Bath life-size disinfecting bath. Burn Bath is a somewhat safe, lightly toxic alternative to those silly little hand sanitizers that leave most of the dirty work behind. Just fill your standard bathtub with our widely untested, heavily disputed compound. Immerse yourself and burn all those germs away. But wait, there's more. For limited time only, we'll throw in not 1, but 2 bottles of never tried fire shower sandy spray. Douse yourself, douse your groceries, douse your neighbor, whatever. Act now before the feds shut us down.
With Miles and Quinn.
And we are back
One
after
commercial.
that break.
Yeah, just
Burn
a
Bath. You guys got to hear the full thing this time. Yep. So exciting stuff is happening in Sports Babble HQ.
That's some sports bubble history for you guys. That's almost 2 years old
Yeah.
in April. Mark it on your
Wow.
calendars.
Wow.
But-
Is that true? It's almost a 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Almost. But if
Holy
you guys
moly.
are the true OGs, only some will remember the first ever commercial, the spam commercial.
Oh,
only some will
spam
remember.
burger.
Only some.
That was a great
Or
commercial.
possibly when Miles interviewed with Kirk Cousins.
Those were the good old days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back when
the
it was remote.
It's funny because the first episode was about Tom Brady going to the Bucks,
Yeah.
and now we're talking about how he retired and he then went back to the Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
It's
interesting.
crazy. So it's
Keeping up
very,
with the
very
times.
nostalgic, very, very nostalgic. So,
Some
but
might say
sad thing is,
nostalgic.
you can't even watch episode 1 anymore.
Because it was
Why?
on SoundCloud.
It was on SoundCloud.
Oh, we didn't.
Don't you have
record
it? I think the DAD has the only copy of
Historical
episode
archives.
1
Let me
of
see what I can
Sports
come up
Babble.
with. Let's see what I can find.
Someday we'll post that on YouTube.
someday maybe. Someday.
5-year anniversary.
Yeah, maybe.
Hint.
Right
And
here,
hint.
Potential.
right here. This says Sports Babble 1. Hold on.
Oh boy, we get to hear.
Stay tuned.
This is really simple.
Is this it?
This is it. Hold on.
Okay, so Miles, what do you think about Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers?
How funny is
Well,
this?
I think that this is a move that will severely impact not only New England Patriots, but
My
the
voice
entire
is so
NFL.
much better back then.
Yeah, because he was just such a top level player. Just insane that he's going to a bottom team that has been struggling lately.
Yeah, but I do believe that Tom Brady will excel in Tampa Bay.
I just want to just
I
say
don't know if
something
I ever
real
wanna
quick.
listen to that
it
again.
Sounds like
I
it
can't
sounds like
stop
we've
listening to
sped
it.
up sped up the speed, but then slowed it down at the same time. So it's like
Because of better wide receivers such as Chris
sounded like
Godwin
Quish.
and
I
Mike
think it's like a
Evans.
Chad back
Ooh,
then.
wow. I hear that. We actually have a little bit of Quinn. Do we have a clip? I'm pretty sure, right, of Tom on his feelings of moving to Tampa Bay. Should I play that for us?
Yeah, we do. Play that.
all right, we don't need to play that, but
Oh,
that is some fun.
that
Yeah, we
is
do.
good.
Yeah, we do play that.
Quinn, you sound you sound like Miles Lane.
I sound like a Chad.
That was just gold that we have
Oh.
that. So yeah, that's good to know. We have it.
That
It-
was a good
It
stuff.
does exist
we do.
on
We do.
on SoundCloud.
Oh, that's okay.
There we go.
I think we have the first. I think we've got the first few episodes on SoundCloud. Like here's.
We
I think we
didn't-
had the first like.
All right, here's a trivia question for you guys. Do you remember what
7.
episode 2 was about?
Episode 2.
Oh, we interviewed Calp. It was like our most underrated
yeah.
and overrated.
You
Or,
remember
no,
that?
just our most underrated
that's
players.
good.
Yeah. I don't think.
Whether a scrape on your knee or a boo-boo on your arm, we at Kid Clinic
I
Kid
forgot.
Clinic.
here
I
for
said
your
Kirk
needs.
Cousins.
I forgot
said,
about Kid
I said
Clinic.
Kirk Cousins and Dallas Goddard.
Hold on.
Calp said Myers.
That's a good question.
You said
It came down to a few players,
me?
but I'm going to have to go with Dallas Goddard, the
Hell
tight
yeah.
end for the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas Goddard is a young player, and he hasn't necessarily started
that
in that many
echo?
games. But
This
that's
was when we recorded it on the iPad and on what was
What
it?
do we do? What was it?
Oh, the
guitar
echo
or
is
something
bad.
or whatever.
No, Audacity.
No.
GarageBand.
GarageBand. Thank you, Miles. Yeah.
Oh, those took
Pretty good.
forever
Played
to
in
edit.
31
Let's
games.
see.
Really declined.
Look, Miles is still going on for
Dallas
like 20
Goddard
minutes.
Is slowly tight end
See,
quarterback
he's still going.
duos.
I'm fast forwarding a
Plus,
lot.
I mean, he had a okay rookie season.
Oh,
Who
who's
is
this?
that?
That's
26
Clint Calp.
receptions
That's
and
Clint Calp.
359 yards, but no touchdowns. So there's that.
We'll have to see how he does
Is that
go
him
with
talking about
Julian
Jacoby
Edelman also
Myers?
being on the Patriots, being
To be
the
fair, he
star
was like
receiver that
he was-
everyone normally.
Kirk Cousins and Jacoby Myers were the only ones who actually like. Those were the only
This
actual.
is
good picks.
scary.
Yeah,
What,
I
this
don't.
trip down.
I don't love this.
This trip down memory lane. Is scary. Do you remember what episode 3 was?
Best and worst, or best offenses and defenses in the NFL.
No,
maybe?
that wasn't it.
Are you down this COVID season?
I think.
Well, we've
Right?
got the answer.
Man, these were the
Lose
good
to
old
the
days.
Chiefs. So he had a great playoff performance and
Is
a
that
great
you?
year.
Let's see what if I can.
And-
I
Get,
can't even tell who's
Fake
who.
shuts down.
Still have the
Where we
same
go
theme
NFL
song.
star next
oh, here's
year.
your intro, Quinn.
What's next?
Miles and Quinn.
Let's hear what your intro's like.
I think I say the date first.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Sports Babble with Miles and Quinn. This is episode 3, where we go over upcoming NFL stars with special guest Harrison Frazee. Stay tuned to find out what happens next.
I didn't remember we
That
had him on the
was
show.
I think.
So
I think I
funny.
talked about David Montgomery.
I don't know who I said.
What episode is this that we're doing right now? Does anyone know?
40 some.
No, 50s.
No, it's 50s.
50s.
We're in the
50s.
50s. Yeah.
Growing in the 50s.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
boy.
Nice job, guys.
Yeah,
to
we've
keep
been-
it, way to keep it alive. I really think you guys need to be looking into how to find out taking classes or getting involved with being broadcasters.
There's
Because that's your next step.
there's a sports writing class next year.
Yeah, Quinn, you gonna do that?
Maybe.
Don't we have to do American literacy next year?
Yeah, but I think you can do another one too.
That's crazy.
Not sure.
Very interesting.
Interesting
So,
stuff.
a real quick update on March Madness.
If
You want me to give
Baylor's
you-
losing, I'm punching the game.
Well, no,
My
it's
dog-
halftime. It's
my dog's
halftime now.
name is Baylor. Just a quick plug.
But it is?
His birthday is
Did you
in
have
9 days.
Did one of your folks go to
In
Baylor or
9
something?
days.
Or
Nope.
It's
No?
exciting.
9 days. March 20th. It's my dog's birthday.
Make sure to go to Miles's Instagram and say happy birthday,
Happy
Baylor.
birthday, Baylor. So Baylor's losing.
What
42
else
to
is
29
new?
at the half. We got Kansas is playing. But Kansas, by the way, is my prediction for the winner.
I really hope
risky.
they don't win.
Yeah, no, Kansas is my prediction.
No
And-
offense, Chris, but I hope they lose.
Well, they're playing Creighton on today at 2:40.
I imagine they will dominate that game.
Today a good one, another one. Michigan at Tennessee. That'll be against Tennessee, I should say.
Michigan, normal Michigan.
Like normal Michigan versus what? Not normal Michigan.
Michigan
What is
State.
it? Yeah, it's this is what is it? That with the blue and the yellow. Is that State? I think that's State.
No.
Yeah,
No,
that's
State is green.
State's green.
Oh, okay.
The Wolverines are.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Here's a good
Michigan
one though.
is,
Tomorrow at like 5:30 is Duke and Michigan State.
Ooh, that'll be a good game.
That'll be a good game.
Michigan
Maybe
State did it
Coach
good.
K's run will end.
So as of this morning, all the perfect brackets had been blown. So
Yeah.
no
Every
one-
single one.
So
I
unfortunate.
guess so. So no one.
I guess
has a
no one's
perfect
winning
bracket.
$1 billion this year.
You win $1 billion if you guess the whole thing. Right?
I think so.
But just to
I
be
heard that
clear,
That's why they put that much money on it, because
just
it's never happened.
Just to be clear,
It will
I
not
have
happen,
in the
probably.
final. I have Kansas taking Gonzaga 84-80.
I have
That's
Villanova.
risky.
I have Villanova taking Baylor, but it's not looking too good right now.
Where's Nova?
I have Arizona.
Arizona is they're gonna do well. They're still.
I don't remember who I put against Arizona.
I don't think Arizona's.
Did you do a bracket, Miles?
Yeah.
I don't think Arizona's gonna win. Sorry.
I believe Arizona will.
Huh.
I also
I think I have
put,
them going to the
I
Elite
also
Eight.
put Auburn going deep, but not into the end.
I just said this morning that I think I made a mistake by not putting UNC right to the finish because they've been playing so well, and here they are beating the out of Baylor.
I put Baylor as going finals.
Mm-hmm.
Baylor.
You did?
Yeah.
So did I, but it's not looking too good.
I
Not
also
looking too
I
good.
contemplated putting Miami over Auburn, but I didn't really want that to happen
Mm-hmm.
because
So-
that game's gonna go either way. That's gonna be a good game.
Make sure to stay tuned for March Madness if you've never watched college basketball. It's very exciting. Very
College
exciting.
basketball is better than regular basketball.
by
That is a
far.
factual statement.
Also,
By
I'm
far.
not a huge fan of watching any kind of basketball, so you know I'm unbiased.
So,
Well-
Miles, you mentioned earlier that you were going to talk about something that you knew more than anyone
That's
about.
Right, Quinn.
Well,
Well,
anyone
not-
here,
All right, anyone
So-
here?
I could get out talked about it by like anyone at our school who plays baseball, and that's what it is. It's baseball. So
Baseball speak.
what some people probably knew that watched this, and most didn't, is that the MLB was in a lockout with the Players Association and the commissioner. What that means is that the MLB wasn't going to play a season. They kept canceling games and series.
Series? Series?
Anyway,
Series is-
so they kept trying to have talks, and they kept breaking down, and they would cancel more series. And just recently, over the past 2 weeks, the lockout was lifted, and they are scheduled to play a regular 162 game season, which is very exciting for anyone who watches baseball or like cares about baseball or any of that sort of stuff. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And
Wow.
there was no free agency. The lockout lasted almost 100 days. There was no free agency or training camps or stuff, so they have to do those really quick. And the free agency has been crazy. Like NFL free agency and MLB free agency have gone pretty much hand in hand with huge stars getting traded and signing massive contract deals. So the MLB is going to come back, which is very exciting, and it is going to be a wild season just like the NFL.
Let's
Fun
do
fact,
let's
I've
do a
only
Babel
watched-
road trip to like a Sox game or something this year. That'd be fun.
Sox game.
Dude.
Baseball is still somewhat affordable to go and see a game.
Factual statement. I've
If you sit
only
in the
watched
nosebleeds, though.
one baseball game ever on a television.
I have to say,
Speaking of
I miss
factual
baseball.
statements, baseball games are not fantastic to watch on TV. I mean, I like them, but I'm a different breed. But baseball games will always, every single time, be more fun at the stadium.
Oh, especially because you have a hot dog in your hand and, big soda and you're loving life. The weather's nice, ideally.
Then the ball gets hit to
You
you.
can
You're getting
chant.
cussed.
Baseball games are
You can
they are
chant
fun, Miles.
any curse words. No one cares. As long as it's about the other team, no one cares.
Yeah.
It's
I was
great.
just
Miles looks forward
I was
to.
just driving by the school the other day, and there was a dad and his kids getting out, and they were getting ready. It looked like for their first baseball practice, and he had the big, smelly canvas bag of helmets and bats, and it brought me.
Did he have the seeds?
Brought me right back, man. Brought me right back.
This is good.
The sunflower
Sunflower seeds.
Miles,
Yeah.
you played baseball. What's your favorite flavor of sunflower seed?
Mike's Original.
Mike's.
Mike's
Here's
Original.
to Mike's. If you're listening,
Of course,
Mike's, let's get a sponsorship.
baseball probably starts soon. I'm not doing baseball this year. I'm doing track.
Have you
because
played baseball?
track is
Yeah,
cool.
right.
Yeah, I did play baseball.
Was that a tough decision for you
What?
to not play baseball and do track instead?
Well, my mom really wanted me to do track, and then I tried track, and it was really fun, so I decided to do track.
Mm-hmm.
You get to jump more in track than you do in baseball, and that's my strong suit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh-huh.
Ooh, sunflower seeds?
Uh-huh.
What?
Sunflower seeds. I once knew a kid who chewed all of the sunflower seeds, just put the seed in his mouth, chewed it up, and ate it. Didn't spit the shell out or anything. The entire thing, he ate it.
Kind of gross. Did you know that they made hamburger sunflower seeds?
Do you know they
Hamburger
make
flavored?
taco sunflower seeds?
That's brilliant.
That was gross.
Brilliant.
That's what he ate. He would just put the entire thing in his mouth and just never see the light of day again.
All right. Well,
Kind of terrifying.
covered some
Sunflower
different
seeds.
subjects. Thank you all for joining us
Yes,
today on
thank
this
y'all for
episode.
watching.
How about a shout out to
Shout out to Noah.
Lane's
Yeah,
Lowdown,
producer
too, for
Noah.
Maybe sometime we'll get Lane's Lowdown back here.
That would be
Maybe
cool.
eventually.
Just shout out to producer Noah. Shout out to the DAD.
Yo.
I know it's been a long time. We'll be back again eventually. Thank you.
Thank y'all for watching.